This is gonna be the like ephemeral deck. It's like the mid-range version. I mean, I think the mid-range version is definitely the way to play it. I don't know. Caretaker feels kind of weird. She's so awkward as an early drop, unless you actually have Protector to combo with her. She's definitely a little high rolling. I wonder if you could cut Caretaker out of this list. It's probably too hard. I mean, taking the 1 damage there just isn't worth it. So yeah, he'll have like, you know, he'll be looking for like Deathmark, Darkwater Scourge stuff. Why is Spooky Karma's not in tier 1 anymore? Because I don't think there's enough of a reason to play it over the Fearsome Rally deck. I don't know. I think Shadow Isles, like, basically all of its power cards just end up supporting the mid-range archetype. I mean, saving 3 mana doesn't really do anything here. That's one of the problems. Like, all the spells just cost 4. The difference between 3 and 4 mana is a pretty big deal, by the way. Why is Vingel still doing this? They said they would get back to me. I mean, I don't know. We'll see if anything happens. Time to run Prismatic Barrier. I mean, you could run Prismatic Barrier. I think the card is definitely an alright card. I kind of like it less good than Repost, but the fact of the matter is this deck has a lot of 4 mana spells. And you definitely do just want like that 3 mana opportunity in a lot of situations. So he's looking at like the combo here. I don't think we can really stop that early on. Like if he has it early, like before we have the opportunity to save mana, like we're gonna lose a ton of value to it. Of course, we have Deny and Will of Ionia now that he didn't have the Deathmark here. I guess we're just buffing the Green Glade Caretaker, right? In this case, keep it out of like Thresh range. If he's gonna like Thresh into Shen, I think that's kind of okay. I don't know. It's possible that Shen is like just so much more important than Green Glade that I can't be doing that. But I don't want to give him like a very free kill on the Green Glade either. I mean, single combat takes this down for free, which is quite neat. It means we're not banking mana, but with this hand, I don't think we need to. So I think I like this single combat here. It's basically just a free kill on a 2/2. It's like kind of like a Mystic Shot in this case. That's kind of how you typically want to use single combat. It's sort of like Glimpse Beyond, where like reactive as opposed to just like I kill a thing. It's like I kill a thing when the board is in a specific state. Like my unit's already about to die, so I might as well get some removal out of it. I like single combat a lot. It's a well-designed card. I don't think it's like super OP. It's well balanced as well. So we top deck a pretty nutty option. I think in this case the best thing to do is just like do a big attack like this. Warshafts into the Shen into the Green Glade for the potential for 5. And then we've got some like fairly big swap Stand United potential depending on what happens here. This looks good. I don't know. This deck is sweet. It's at least tier 2. Dude, I really want to mess around with Karma Ezreal too. Karma Ezreal is a really interesting concept. Maybe I'll play that soon. Cause this deck, like, it's powerful, but I don't know. It's still like it's fairly like, what's the word? Like linear. It's a mid-range deck, right? Whereas like I like the idea of playing like super control styles. I think Karma Ezreal would be really fun. What do you guys think? Because that deck is actually kind of scary. That's a deck where Karma kind of nuts out. And I think I would definitely make some changes. JJ plays the deck a little different than you. Yeah, of course. I'm sure he does. I've literally, I mean, I just started playing this. He's played like, what, you guys were saying, like 50 games of it? I think I've played like 8 at this point. I think Deny is too high value to blow.
These woods protect their own.
Keeper, our lands need us.
JJ has been playing with it for like 3 days in a row to understand the deck you need to play for a while. Yeah, I'm not literally gonna be able to pick up a deck archetype that I've never played before and like just masterfully play it. I made like a lot of mistakes in the first like 3 or 4 games, and I mean I get the deck a bit more, so I'm making a lot less, but I'm still not playing it perfectly. Far from it. Bro, I shove Karma into every deck now, bro. She's just too good, bro. Play Karma. Yeah. That's kind of interesting. Switch will target. We could have switched will target as well with Stand United. It would have left like no mana banked. Switch will into Lawrence. Yeah, that could have been worth it. I don't know. I kind of want to be saving this for like lethal pushes. But yeah, that actually could have been a good play. I'd be down for that. I think I'm probably kind of forced into Stand United here. This is probably a bit too efficient, and I can't really spend this mana this turn anyway. Karma feels so bullshit when she gives you the one spell that saves you. You feel kind of dirty afterwards. Yeah. And then the question is, like, how would you build that deck? I think I would actually build it fairly differently from Priest. I don't like the idea of True Shot Barrage. I actually just hate that card in general. I'm glad you reported Vingels. These games are now so much more interesting. I want to thank Riot support team. They're always fast and rightful with bans in League of Legends. I'm happy to see that they do the same for Runeterra.
Return to us.
There's a consideration to just take a will and like go for like an open attack kill. I think that's a little too hard. I think so. We'll just have to chill here for a bit. Shadow Assassin is a pretty good draw. I think I have to play this out first. It's actually too important to get like the elusive damage through reliably. So Lancer is interesting here. It means we tap out of like deny and will range for the attack, which I think I just can't do actually. I think it's too important to keep those open, especially because like he'll fairly likely keep a lot of mana on his side. Hey, just wanted to say you're my favorite Runeterra player. You're really good at the game and always have great and up-to-date content. Thanks, Vingels. What happened to Spooky Karma? I ended up deciding that the deck just didn't generate enough unique tables. So that's something that's on that tier list, which is like I don't like the idea of decks that I'm basically just running for fun.
I will play my part.
Like role playing. At the end of the day, as I iterated the deck, it just ended up kind of turning more and more into mid-range. I think that's a thing that a lot of control style decks will play for. Like, the problem is there's not enough of a unique win condition you're generating by going into control there. And the one region that can reliably escape that is PNZ. Because PNZ, like, not only has good control tools, but a good control win condition. And that's a really, really big difference. Like, Shadow Isles has a lot of good control tools, but no real good control win condition. Like, I don't know, Ladris is kind of okay, but not really. None of the Shadow Isles champions are, like, control win conditions. You run Hack Rim in mid-range. Karma isn't really a control win condition. Like, obviously you can win the game with Karma, but she doesn't really represent enough payoff, right? That's pretty big. Again, I think I'm kind of forced to keep Deny up. At the end of the day, like, as long as I keep Deny up, I'm locking out, like, Harrowing, and he's probably not running Ruination in this one. Like, you shouldn't run Ruination with, like, Hecarim Thresh version, but making it so he can't play Harrowing is kind of really important. I found you can run Hecarim as a control win condition in SI. Well, the problem is, that's what you can do, but then, like, that's how it works with SI. When you're building an SI deck, you can run Hecarim as a control... Like, you realize, oh, Hecarim's just better than, like, Tryndamere or whatever else. And then you're like, well, now, you know, that he's so cheap, we don't really need to be in control. The thing is, like, Shadow Isles has no reason to be in control, because their bomb is on turn 6, instead of, like, turn 8 or anything like that. Like, Ezreal wants you to control, because, like, he goes off on, like, turn 8 or 9, right? You could say Heimerdinger does too, somewhat, although Heimerdinger is, like, very debatable whether you would call that a controller or a mid-range deck. It's closer to mid-range, if anything, right? Whereas, like, the thing is, Shadow Isles payoff is just so early and so cheap. The same is true for Harrowing. Like, I was running that deck and Harrowing was my final win condition, and then I was like, I mean, you can just play this on, like, turn 7 as mid-range top ends. You don't really need to be running control, right? I don't know. There's not really enough, like... So what are you getting by being in, like, the lifesteal version? You're generating a positive win rate against, like, Ezreal is kind of the only thing that, like, the heavy lifesteal version is going to be doing. So here we can tap out for Brightsteel Protector, which is quite nice because, you know, I kind of wanted to play this in curve. So because he, like, went down to 6 mana, we no longer have to keep Deny up for the rest of this turn. This is a casual 20, which is kind of funny. I mean, you never connect with this 20, but it is hilarious. Not enough payoff. She generates 4 spells and adds infinite karmas to the deck. Yeah, I mean, so you're saying basically, like, when you're using Inside of Ages, yeah, she's all right. I mean, you say she generates 4 spells. You're talking if you have Karma plus, like, Inside of Ages, like, 2 of the cards are gonna end up being useless. Infinite Karmas in the deck isn't... that's not an argument, because Infinite Karma is like... What, are we playing games till turn 30? Like, you're not decking yourself that far, right? Like, you say all that, but you could also just win the game on turn 8 with your second Hecarim attack, right? Like, it's true that she generates high value when you've made it to, like, round 12, but the same could be said of War Mother's Call, right? Like, the difference is, Freljord actually has, like, reasons to be in that control archetype, right? Like, War Mother's Call is a lot more reliable, especially if you're thinking Deny isn't going to be very present in the meta, which I think Deny is a bit too present for that. I don't know. It's kind of funny to just play a second formation here, even though it kind of doesn't actually do anything. I mean, I get a lot of attack on my things. Like, it is hilarious. It won't actually accomplish a single actual thing. I mean, isn't it better to just play Lancer? Because at least then I've got, like, a challenger unit. I don't know. I guess he could, like, kill this before I attack with, like, a will. I guess will kind of punishes me. Whatever. I'll just play this. I don't know. The one thing, though, is, like, having the Brightsteel for defensive turns is actually kind of nice. Because, like, the thing is, Brightsteel 1 works when you play it and on offense. But if you want to have, like, barrier on defense, it's kind of important to keep the second Brightsteel in hand. Ruination, lol. Well, that's why we keep Deny open. Like I said, this deck shouldn't be running Ruination. And, I mean, we have Deny even if he is. 34. You guys think 34 is a lot? Man, how mistaken you guys are. You guys think this 34 attack Green Glade Caretaker goes anywhere? You guys haven't seen shit! We're at 66. I actually thought that would be a bit higher. Alright. Want to buy Might? I mean, Might would be okay here. It's kind of like overkill though. Like the whole point of barrier units is like you win the exchange and you keep your units alive. And because your units are alive, you don't need to be winning that turn. It's like, it's hilarious to think about might dealing like, you know, 60 something damage, but it's not increasing your win percentage by the normal amount that a card that had the ability to deal 60 something % damage would. In reality, might would increase this win percentage by like almost 0. So yeah, most importantly, we've kept Deny in the opening hand. So we've made sure to just like be very, very, very disciplined with this Deny. Make sure we're not playing anything weird with it. Oh god, it's a 57 now. Or sorry, 56. Oh shit. What a disaster. I wanna get one more attack in with this. I wanna make it just a little bit bigger. We get like standing at it as well. Nice. Okay. What is that? How much damage is this? It's like...
So I go.
Is this 80... 82? 92. That's pretty good. It's 143. I mean, that ain't bad. Oh shit. Oh, he's going off. He's got 9 attack. Oh, he's got 12 attack, dude. His attack is like 1/10 of this. Dude, he's blocking the hit to face? That's so rude. Atrocity? I mean, that doesn't even do anything here. Yeah, 128. So negative 128. How many Nexus is that? We're killing a total of 7 Nexuses right now. I will say, that is pretty good. 7 Nexuses worth of damage. I should get 7 wins for doing this. Alright, 99 damage. Ah. Okay, that's 8 Nexuses, actually. Nice.